Here we are again. This time with a little change in the way we're streaming. So here's the thing. A lot of things has been going on. I mean, like all around the world. 2020 is a chaotic year to say the least. And I don't know. I just felt like it's been a very, very long time since we don't talk to each other and chat, and you know, since you don't see me paying attention to your comments and like actually answering all of them in a properly I don't know, in a decently fast time. And that's because we've been mostly playing Outer Space, which is awesome. Like I really enjoy playing the game and playing it with you and talking to you while we're playing it. But also, I don't know, it's just different, you know? I cannot like pay full attention to you while I'm playing the game. And that is, it's okay when I'm doing it, but I just felt like we needed some space to talk about anything that we want. I mean, like within the reasonable boundaries of, I don't know, things that are permitted in Twitch and YouTube and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, here I am. I'm without my headphone. It's right here. And it feels weird as hell because I'm very used to like be streaming and seeing myself with those headphones. But there's just no need for that because I'm not listening to the game or anything. And since Twitch or YouTube, neither of them have like voice things that you can send, like voice messages. I don't actually need these, and it feels weird. Welcome, Redlink. How you doing, man? So yeah, one thing that happened recently in our Discord community, that's very amazing, is that Redlink became the first orc that we have. And to tell you all like the size of this achievement, it took him like 2 years of participating in the chat and, you know, being awesome and helping others to become an orc, which is the highest rank in the chat. So I think it's more than deserved, and it's amazing that he got it. Hi N58, welcome to the live chat. Yeah, Vinicius, hi there. André Vinicius, welcome to the chat as well. So I'll be mostly speaking in English, just because I don't know, I'm kind of used to that. But really, if you have any questions, or if you want to like comment anything, if you want me to comment anything in Portuguese, I can do it as well. Okay, I'm not gonna like translate the questions and stuff like that. I've been trying for a while to stream both in English and Portuguese at the same time, but I gotta at least choose a language I can use like when I'm not answering any specific question, and that's gonna be English for this one. E aí, Klaus Vander, bem-vindo live, welcome to the live stream. So a few things I want to comment like while we're not in any kind of subject right now. Okay, so for those of you who do not know me, I'm just gonna assume like most of you do. I've seen a lot of like I remember many of you here in the chat, but I'm Vitor Mauscher, and I managed the community of Discord, not only the Discord community, but the player-based community of Behold Studios, which is a game development studios in Brazil. Currently located in Brazil, but we're remote, so the location is not physical. And I'm also a game designer, and we've been working on Outer Space. and it's been amazing, by the way. Okay, so if you really want to use the headset, don't worry, I'll send you audios in WhatsApp. No, thank you. I'm cool. I'm cool with that. I'm cool with audios. Actually, I actually really like to send audios in WhatsApp, and people hate me for that. No, just kidding. I hope people don't hate me, but I'm pretty sure they get upset when they look at my like 5 minutes audios that I sent to them. But it's just that sometimes, you know, you gotta comment something, and you people know me. I'm not exactly direct. Like when I have to talk about something, I don't like go straight to the point. I like to set the mood and, you know, explain the reasons behind all the kind of stuff. And I like to talk a lot. So yeah, sometimes audios, they do not serve me well, but they do have their function. I mean, yeah, I use them all the time. So just before I start like answering your questions and chatting with you, I just gotta explain something. Firstly, I just moved in to this like new apartment thing. We've just moved in, me and my wife, and it's a bit of a mess. Not like it's not that much of a mess. Like I got the bed done just so you can see me here, but I don't have like that door behind me anymore that I used to have. So you're gonna be seeing this room maybe a lot in the future videos. Also, today I might, like, because of the process of moving into this apartment, I had to like move a lot of stuff and get some boxes and books and you know, maybe deal with some pieces of like hardware that were very full of dust, and I'm extremely allergic to dust. So every now and then I'm gonna be like moving slightly to the left out of the frame, just so I can, you know, deal with my runny nose without anyone having to see that beauty. Okay, so give me just a second. Okay, here I am. Right, so N58, so the first question is, when we will see something new from you? That's a great question. We did have like a very small and quick showcase of the demo that we were working on, but it was totally focused on community. It only happened inside of Discord. By the way, that week we did not have, oh, actually we did have a live stream, but that one was on a different day, exclusively to the Discord community. So that's gonna happen more often, like from now on. I don't know how often yet, but we got a lot of stuff that we want to show you. But it's yet of an unannounced project, so we cannot be like streaming it over here, you know, because everything that goes outside of here, like through Twitch or YouTube, it's kind of official, and we've never officially announced our new project. Like we never did it, not yet, at least. So if you want to know when something new is coming, go inside of our community, or if you're already there, I think you are, just stay tuned, you know, because eventually we're gonna be like sharing some screenshots, some tech that we're working on, or maybe an asset or two, and talk about the next project. Okay, so yeah, that's the answer for that. In the future, yeah, Redlink answered it. There's a thing being baked totally, and it's an amazing thing. Can I make questions about game design? You can ask anything you want. Honestly, I'm here just to chat with you. This is first, I think. like we normally approach these kind of live streams as an ask me anything, but I feel like it gives too much of a pressure on you to be like, oh, let me think of a question. Oh my God, is my question gonna be okay? I don't know. It's just we tend to think of like themes and clever questions when we have to question stuff. You don't have to, okay? We're just chatting here. If anything comes to your mind, you can ask. It's gonna be a pleasure to answer it. But if it doesn't, it's okay. We're just chatting here. That's cool. Okay. This is a perfect wall for a nice poster. It is indeed. We definitely gotta like find something to put it out there. It's gonna look great, to be honest. I do have like we do have some posters back in our past apartment. Some of them are in walls, some of them are just not. Like they're kept because we didn't have enough wall space, or we didn't have a decent frame for it to put it on the wall. So yeah, maybe it's time for that. It's time to get some frames and put them on the wall. It's gonna look way more interesting than this just straight up blank wall. To be honest, I can't wait for the new game. Outer Space was really nice. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's kind of weird because we're in this moment with Outer Space that like we've done a lot for it, and right now we're like, yeah, I can't really talk much about it, but we want to get the consoles version out as soon as possible. That's the thing. We don't have dates nor anything, and a lot of people ask like, oh, do you have a date already? Do you have a date already? We don't, and we don't because like in this pandemic, it's weird to say it, but in this pandemic, like even the like the process of bringing your game to a console has been like kind of crazy, you know. Sometimes like you used to have a decent time frame, you know, like okay, in X month, I'm pretty sure we're gonna have like the certificate, so we can release the game on XXX platform. I don't know, any platform you want it, you could say that. Right now we can't, because things have changed. Like the teams are reduced. The people that work with the certification process, they're not working their regular way, you know. So yeah, we kind of just want to make everything ready for them, and then we'll have to wait. And that's the point where we are now. Like we're waiting to see how it comes. And while we're waiting, we cannot like make such significant changes in game because it's gonna like defer the versions that we have here, like on PC and on consoles when it releases. And it's not good to have that, like to have I don't know, somewhat old version on consoles, you know. It's not good. So we're kind of on hold, doing what we can, but at the same time we're kind of waiting for the console release. Anyway, one more second. Okay. Okay. Yeah, and it's on the server. Yeah, I think I remember you there. You're like, I see N58 every time I go through the ranks. Like once a month, I have to check the ranks of the Discord community members, and you're always there in the ranked. I don't remember where you are exactly, if it's Kobold or a higher rank, but I do remember seeing your nickname all the time. Yeah, you're the translator. Definitely, yeah, that's it. That's why I remember you. Polish language, for sure. Yeah, you helped a lot, by the way. Like, it's interesting to think about that. Out of Space is the title that we published, like that we developed, that has the highest number of languages in it, like of translated text, you know, in it, localized text, and that is exclusively due to the community help, and it's amazing. I don't know. Just think about it. It makes me kind of excited. Like, there are so many languages that we normally cannot get a translation team to cover, you know, because they're not that common in video games. Maybe it's just too expensive to get all those languages done. But there are a lot of languages that are in the game because you guys did it. Like, you got out of your ways, like with your busy lives and all that kind of stuff, and you stopped to translate it. And it's not something short, you know. Like it used to be at the beginning. There was not like that many text lines to translate, but now it's a huge thing, and some of you like did it all from the beginning, and it's amazing. It's like, thanks to you, we have that many languages. And you go to Out of Space Steam store, and you go look at the languages that the game is available on, and it's amazingly huge. Thanks to you. So yeah, thank you for that. Can someone from Behold do a backflip? Dude, I did it once, but I'm not able to do it. Like, I trained to do it once. It was a very extensive and extremely difficult class that I took. It was a class for acrobats, and I kind of managed to do it. Like, I can do backflips on those jumping things that I do not know how you call it in English. Cama elástica. Yeah, elastic. It's not elastic bags. That's just a bad translation. But I trampoline. Yeah, trampoline perfectly. So I can do it on trampolines. I can do it like front and back flips. But they are hard to do it on real life, because you gotta be like very cautious. You're not gonna, you know, get on the floor with your head or with your neck. It's a very dangerous move, and I almost injured myself like severely doing that. I did not like fall. I did not get any kind of injury, but I almost did, and that got me a little bit scared. So I did not try it again afterwards. Maybe I have to turn on lights. I don't know if the lighting starts to get like bad, like not working. You can tell me. Okay, I'm just gonna turn on the lights. But thing is, like, the lights are mostly on my back, so I think I'm gonna be like very shady. That's why I got the lights turned off. Anyway, Jonathan Gonçalves perguntando: fala, meu jovem chique, alguma dica para quem está iniciando carreira na área de game dev? Atualmente trabalho com dev desktop. Cara, dica que eu dou, eu acho que assim, tem vários, né? A gente tem inclusive alguns vídeos no canal. Não sei se pra você é tranquilo assistir vídeo em inglês, mas a gente tem alguns vídeos no canal que são justamente sobre game dev, e um deles, se eu não me engano, é sobre o início da carreira, e eu acho que esse tá em português, tá? Então dá uma olhada no canal do YouTube, que lá tem umas dicas um pouco mais profundas, mas eu acho que a melhor dica que eu posso te dar é fazer jogo. Tipo assim, não tem nada que você possa fazer que vai te deixar mais capacitado para ser um desenvolvedor de jogos do que fazer jogo, sabe? Então, tem muita gente que fica muito tempo procurando vaga e estágio e fica tentando, sabe, buscando time, e aí nunca dá certo, nunca termina nenhum projeto. Tipo, quanto mais você conseguir fazer um jogo e publicar esse jogo, e quantos mais jogos você conseguir terminar esse ciclo, maior a chance de você ser contratado em um lugar, maior a chance de você conseguir lançar um jogo de sucesso. Definitivamente essa é uma dica que eu dou, assim. Não para de fazer jogo e não para de mostrar esse jogo pro mundo, né? Então mesmo que você terminar um projeto, não gostou muito dele, não tá muito orgulhoso, posta lá, troca umas ideias, posta em algum fórum de desenvolvedores do Brasil ou de outros lugares do mundo, e no Reddit, sei lá, enfim, posta em lugares e pega feedback da galera, porque isso é extremamente importante. Okay, back to English. Did you have some issues in the studio caused by the coronavirus? Yes, we did. We still have, honestly. So the thing is, we were already a remote studio, right? We worked remotely from home office. And it's been a while since we've been like that, so it was not new for us, and all the struggles that people went through because of the coronavirus, like having to learn to work from home and all that kind of stuff, we did not suffer that because we've had all of that already. But one thing that affected us a lot, it still does, is how the coronavirus affected each and every one of us individually. Because, for example, one of us, Saulo, you know him. He has been here in the live streams a few times. Saulo has two daughters, two beautiful and very educated and cute daughters, and they are young, very young, and they used to be on school most of the day. They'd go to school and they'd be there playing with their friends, and then they go back home, and that time was the time he had to work. He and his wife could work. Now they don't have that time anymore because the kids are at home 100% of the time. So it has been chaotic for him to actually get some time to work, and be here present and all that kind of stuff. So we were kind of adjusting the company to accommodate every new routine that we have in the team. Some of us have been having health issues, sometimes mental issues with all the end of the world stuff going on. So yeah, it has changed basically in that sense. It's not as easy to work and to be doing regular stuff in the coronavirus situation, so it's not easy to work as well. Is there any news on cross-platform Outer Space when it comes out? I don't know. It's something that we wanted, but I we're not responsible for the port. Likewise, the console versions for Chrome Squad and Galaxy of Pen and Paper and Knights of Pen and Paper, they were not taken done by us. We were not the ones to port it. Maybe one or another, but all the Switch versions, for example, they were ported by Plugin Digital, which is a partner that we have that's very, very kind. They are awesome people that working there, extremely capable and helping. So they kind of choose the technology and choose how how the ported version is gonna be, and we only talk to them we wished it could be like this. It would be awesome to have cross-platform. I don't know. It would be cool to have, I don't know, online on consoles, all the kind of stuff, or progressions or whatever. And they look at the tech and the team that they have and the time that they have, and they do their best to deliver as closely as they can to what we idealize. But it's kind of their call on a lot of technical stuff. So I cannot tell you that. I'm not even sure how it's gonna be in terms of if it's gonna have multiplayer on consoles due to the technical challenge of programming console versions that have working multiplayer on three different consoles. I don't know. I don't know about that, so it's hard to answer. Let me see what else. You guys are asking a lot of stuff. That's very, very cool. Okay, let me just see. Okay. Oh, I got some silly stuff here. Wait a second. I'm gonna just wait a second. You know, one thing that I learned during this pandemic and the home office thing is how to get silly on the video part of it. So I'm gonna start getting kind of silly here. There we go. Okay, yes, that's it. That covers my entire face. Lovely. Now you cannot see me through this. Let me just find another one. This one's gonna be okay, you guys. Now I'm Ang, and there are these weird symbols that I don't know what they mean. Anyway, this is silly. Okay, let's get back to the questions. Okay. Cross-platform. It's more about the process to enter in the game industry. What do you think that helped you a lot to enter in the game industry? Honestly, I've thought about that a lot, and I'm gonna say that the thing that helped me the most was definitely privilege. And it's a boring answer to the question, but it's just, it honestly is. Like I could, like, I have had the privilege to play games most of my life. So I have had, even though it kind of worked, like I used to wash my father's car, you know, to get money, so I could buy video games or consoles and stuff like that. So I kind of worked to get all my consoles, but I still did. And a lot of people don't get that chance. So the fact that I love video games is due to privilege. And what drove me towards, like, okay, I want to be a game developer is kind of privilege. And the fact that I got into a university, like a high degree in design, and that I could, like, look at game development and think, okay, this might not give me that much money. This might even, like, take money from me while I'm starting, but I'm gonna do it because I love it. It's mostly privilege. Like I had a stable home that could like back me up when I had, like, a very rough time in the beginning. So I'd say that's the thing that helped me the most. But obviously, I think I had a lot of drive, not only to, like, learn, but I didn't have, I was not scared to reach out to other people. And I think, like, after privilege, that's the second thing that helped me to get into the industry. It was that, like, if I didn't know something, I would, like, go there and ask, or go there and research it. And I was not afraid to, like, tell someone that I didn't know how that worked. And I was not afraid to go to places and show my games right in the beginning, you know, or to ask how people worked, or to even talk to like, industry veterans about game development. And that helped me a lot. I learned a lot from it, and it got me into contact with people that I work today and that I've worked in the past. So I think, like, not being afraid to go out there and reach people was the second thing that helped me the most. Um, okay, I'm gonna actually turn on light, and I'm gonna do it in. Let me see if I can do it from here. I cannot. Okay, I'm gonna sit in my chair because I'm like TV reporters. I'm not wearing decent clothes. Just hang on there. And yeah, I'm not naked, okay? I'm just wearing some very silly shorts. Just to be clear. Okay. Anyway, my answer to your answer about translations. Translating Outer Space was easier than translating other games, I think. It was only around 500 rows. Well, I'm glad you think of that because yeah, that's good. It helped us a lot. It's good to have a kind of short text game every once in a while. But the next one's gonna be very story driven again. So yeah, we're not gonna have that luck. Anyway, I love how everyone's doing serious questions and mine is just backflip. Yeah, I wouldn't expect anything else from you, Red Link. Anyway. Jonathan Gonçalves, nada melhor que a prática. Exato, nada melhor que a prática, definitivamente. Exashimit. Daí, galera. Brasileiro, claramente. I saw that you're opening a branch in Toronto. Are you hiring devs over there? I'm a game dev in Montreal. And I would love to work with you guys. Kudos for the games. By the way, I'll start playing Outer Space tonight with relatives that are in Brazil. Thanks for the online co-op. Well, thank you, obviously, for playing it, and thanks for the kind words. So it's not as exactly a branch. Like Behold, it has always had like this. It was partially Brazilian, obviously, like the entire team is from Brazil, but it has like it was partially US based as well, but that US based, it never had developers like working on it. It's not an expansion of Behold. It's kind of like a way that we can deal with the bureaucracy of like selling on American stores without the back and forth of like going to Brazil and then you get your money out there and then you pay someone. Like it was kind of a way to deal with situations that we needed in game development without like being in the place itself, you know, without being in the United States. So that branch in Toronto is actually that. Like we just gave up on having that other side of Behold on United States, and we moved it to Toronto. And some of us, like some of the dev team, is going to move there. So it's not going to be like since like we open a branch and we have to hire a whole team. But I don't know. Keep in contact. Just send us a message. Once we get there, if we get there, like I mean, it's right now it's hard to say even when we're gonna go there. Like even when the devs that are going to Toronto are gonna move there because the frontier is blocked and all this stuff. But if we when we get there, it's gonna be extremely cool to find other developers, especially like people that speak Portuguese and that are from Brazil that work there. It will be like a very good connection to have, and it's gonna be amazing to talk to you there like on person. So yeah, keep in touch, please. Zernaz. Oi, Behold, tudo bem? Tudo certinho, cara. Tudo pleno. Cansado pra caramba, minha coluna tá o bagaço, porque eu fiquei carregando cadeira e mesa e um monte de coisa pesada durante a mudança de ontem. Mas tá tranquilo, tá tudo bem. Desconsiderando todos os caos que estão rolando no planeta, né? E chuva de gafanhoto e tufão e pandemia e com o perigo de outra pandemia, tá tudo pleno, tudo tranquilo. Marcos, yo Marcos, beleza? Keep Bugs Lane. Yes, Marcus Nature keeps Bugs Lane the best. Yeah, Red Link said it wouldn't like the Bugs Lane job. It's hard, man. It's tough. It's tough too, especially when you get to the point that it's not easy to find bugs. Not necessarily to find, but to reproduce them. Some bugs are just so hard to reproduce. You have no idea. Like you would see them every time. I even joke about this. Like sometimes when we're streaming and we're playing Outer Space, and you know, like every stream, something wrong happens in the game, and it's like on that moment, and it never happens again anymore. Like it's unbelievable. It feels like the Destiny is like joking with your face, because you have the recording of that, you know that bug exists, but you cannot reproduce it anyway. And if you can't reproduce a bug, you cannot fix it, right? Because you don't know what caused that problem. So yes, fixing bugs is hard, but it's extremely important. Okay, all the Behold members are now living in Canada. No. We wish any of us were. Like people that are going. The plans were to start moving like around March of this year. So people were like selling their stuff here in Brazil and preparing to move out. But nobody did. Nobody managed to do that because the frontier got closed right when we were going there. And it's not going to be like everyone. Like part of Behold is going to be here in Brazil. Some people just rather not be there in Canada, or sometimes, like, I don't know, they are in a moment of their lives that they're not ready to move to another country, even if temporarily. So part of Behold is gonna be like here in Brazil forever and ever. We're not gonna just like stop being a Brazilian company at all. Like it's in our hearts. It's stronger than that. But a few of us is going, like maybe a little bit more than half of the team is going, but we just don't know when. So we're still in Brazil. That's it. The blue arrow was from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yeah, I know the reference of the blue arrow, but those symbols right here, I didn't get those. I got the moon, maybe. The reference from the, you know, the water people and the moon and the fish and all that kind of stuff. Anyway, not getting any spoilery here. During the development of Chrome Squad, was there was the idea of an online multiplayer to compete for public episode? This idea will be ported to Magic Girls game. Okay, so the first one is a statement. Yes, there was this idea. It was. I was not in the team while we were while Behold was developing Chrome Squad, but I've heard this story like so many times. It was totally out of scope. Like we did not manage to deliver on that multiplayer facet. Like Outer Space is the first true multiplayer game that we've done. It was the first robust experience of multiplayer. It was chaos, man. Like developing a multiplayer game is chaotic. But yes, we do have some more ideas of like I don't know, I can't confirm. We're very early in the project. So a lot of ideas that come now, they might be discarded in the future. But there are some ideas about like online competitions and things like that. And the team's very, very excited about those. So, yeah, who knows? Maybe. Is there any tuxedo masks filter? I don't know. There are just so many of those. I don't even know if I can do this like legally. I might be like kind of off the boundary here, because I'm using an app to use those. And I don't know. I'm not gonna use those filters anymore. I think because it might get me into trouble. I gotta research and find out if I can't use those. Like if it's legally okay to use those filters without like having to put the video down or anything. So I'll stay without videos for now. Okay, sorry for that. Marco Antônio Barcelos, jogos novos? Yes. Sim. A gente tá com um jogo em processo bem do começo do desenvolvimento dele. E é capaz a gente começar a divulgar algumas coisas sobre isso no futuro próximo. Com certeza essas coisas vão ser divulgadas antes na nossa comunidade do Discord. Então se você quiser entrar na comunidade do Discord, é discord.gg/BeholdStudios. E é bem tranquilo de entrar lá, é uma comunidade fantástica e com certeza a gente vai compartilhar as coisas do projeto novo antes nessa comunidade. O live action do Outer Space seria iradíssimo. Queria que acontecesse, mas né, fica o sonho. 02311, e aí? Bom? Valeu pela resposta, de nada. Exashmidst. De nada, cara. Ok, o Red Link falando que sempre pediu uma websérie live action do COP ou do GOP. Seria fantástico também. Seria, nossa, tanta referência, cara, que eu assistiria com certeza. Victor talking in English, some understandable stuff. Victor talking in Portuguese. Yeah, Portuguese it's a tough language. It is very different from English. Like I've seen a lot of people that like speak Portuguese or speak English, sorry, trying their luck in like learning Portuguese, and it's hard, man. Like it's very tough. And like I truly appreciate they're trying to get to learn this other language. I know it's always tough, but Portuguese is hardcore. It's hardcore. It has a lot of languages and rules and oh no, this rule doesn't apply here, and exceptions, and it's tough. It's tough. Like it's so hard that a lot of people that like are born here, they do not really understand a lot of the rules that Portuguese has. So yeah, the Portuguese part about entering the game industry. So there was a similar question in English as well. Yes, I did answer that. I think have I not? I don't really remember if I did answer it, but I think I did. If there's still any, like, if I answered your questions and there's still like I didn't answer them fully, you can ask me again, okay? You can say, oh man, I didn't understand this part, or I don't know, I was kind of asking about this and not that you answered, and I can talk about it as well, okay? No problem. I'm just laughing. Oh no, okay, he was commenting N58 comment. Okay, that's cool. Just laughing that it's completely different language. It is indeed. Is the possibility of a crowdfunding? Do devs plan to use Kickstarter? I'm asking because, like in Brazil, you know, the dollar is too expensive. It is, and most of the time it's not manageable to support games funded using non-real currency. That's a real issue. Is it possible to have a side crowdfunding, maybe with a lower goal in order to Brazilian people to help? Okay, so first question is, like, is in the possibility of a crowdfunding, do the devs plan to use Kickstarter? Frankly, we do not plan on using Kickstarter or any kind of crowdfunding for this project. Maybe if we have the time and if we want to like gather a community, and I'll explain you why. So when you're developing games, there are like multiple ways of getting the money to actually develop games, because games are awfully expensive to make. Even in our like small studio, it can get in hundreds and thousands of investment. You know, it's very, very, very expensive, and obviously, like people don't have that kind of money, right? So back in the days, like when we started developing Chroma Squad, we ran crowdfunding for that, and it was very good for gathering up the community, like for finding people that like the game and that would want to buy it eventually, you know, and to have them get to know the game in our studio. That was very good. But money-wise, it's not as good as it seems. Unless you are like a very, very famous game developer, like for example, someone that came out, like used to be a BioWare developer, and now it opened an indie studio, and it's gonna go for a new IP of RPGs that people are very, very eager about. You know, like a lot of people played their past games, and it's gonna be like something of a callback. Those kind of projects, they work very well on Kickstarters, because it's kind of like reaching for what people already wanted, but they never had got the opportunity to support it, you know, because there were projects that were not financed by the companies or anything like that. When you're talking about indie devs, if you don't have like a huge community, like we have a good community, and it's very, very, very lovely and supportive, but the size of our community is not enough to like guarantee that a Kickstarter is gonna work. So for indies, it's always this effort of like making a very neat, well presented, well written, with a trailer and maybe a gameplay demo and all that kind of stuff. Like it's a lot of effort to start a Kickstarter campaign or a crowdfunding campaign in general. Like this is a lot of effort. Sometimes maybe 6 months worth of like work to get a Kickstarter going, and to get it like to make it so it has at least a chance of reaching the goal. And you normally don't get like such bigger goals. You know, you cannot ask for $900,000. You know, you cannot ask for that, because if you don't have a fan base of 1 million players, I don't know, of millions of players, you're not gonna get that. You know, it's very hard. So what people normally do is like, okay, we're starting this IP, or we're releasing a sequel, and we want to reach not only the people that played the original game, but also people that will like this one. So they kind of use a Kickstarter or a crowdfunding for that. That's a possibility. I don't know for sure. It's just a lot of work and a lot of time that is spent and a lot of money that is spent for not getting a very big cash in for that. You know, you don't get that much money. Sometimes you spend more than you get just to get people to know your game through Kickstarter. But yeah, if we were to do something like that, I think it's possible that I don't know if it's illegal, because some of these platforms they have exclusivity things, but I think it's a very interesting idea to run like a parallel campaign, just so people can donate in real, because dollar is just stupidly high right now. Como tá sendo trabalhar à distância do time? Cara, eu tô sentindo falta pra caramba. O Jonathan que tá perguntando isso. Eu tô sentindo muita falta, porque eu sou uma pessoa muito comunicativa, né? Eu pessoalmente, falando isso pessoalmente, sou uma pessoa muito comunicativa, e eu sinto falta de ver as pessoas, sabe? De conversar com elas e tá aqui e olhar pro lado e falar, oh, pô, legal isso aí que você tá trabalhando, sabe? Então, tipo, o que você tá fazendo? Legal, massa e tal, isso aqui vai ficar muito bom. Eu sinto falta disso pra caramba. Então acho que esse tá sendo o maior desafio. Mas trabalhar à distância com o jogo funciona bem. A gente usa o Discord da comunidade. Ele tem uma parte que é exclusiva de administradores. E aí a gente tem uns chats lá pra gente trocar ideia, pra entrar e discutir determinados temas, fazer reunião. Então funciona bem, tá tranquilo assim. Mais um segundo, gente. Beleza. Porque entrou agora só, é só porque eu... Tá, contextualizando, eu tô com o nariz meio ruim, então de vez em quando eu saio ali pra dar uma resolvida. Tô com muita alergia à poeira da mudança, enfim. Back to English. Ok. Not back to English. Marco falou, gostei muito do Chrome Squad, mas não sou fã do modelo de mesa que adotaram. Modelo de mesa que adotaram? Como assim de mesa? Você pode explicar melhor isso aí, Marco? Eu não entendi, desculpa, o comentário. Okay, here's a serious question from Igor Queiroz that I have. I've been working with web development since 2008, and I've always dreamed about working with game dev. But the thing is, a marriage came and 2 daughters came afterwards, and I know the history like very well. And of course, the responsibilities are in another level. Do you think it's possible to enter the area without dropping so much in terms of wage? Man, it depends. I'm not talking about you, but I've heard that web developers they get like a very very good salary. You know, it's an area that has a lot of demand. So I'd bet that you're probably not gonna get as much money on games as you're gonna get with game development, unless you start directly in a very high role, you know, in a very high position, maybe in a kind of AAA company. For example, in Brazil, we do have like some mobile companies that they have like a higher salary than most of indies do. In the United States and Canada, we have a lot of those. So people end up getting a quite good amount of money. But the rule is, if you start like game dev, with a focus on indie games, you're probably not gonna get much money. Like you're gonna do fine. You know, you can get a successful hit, and I don't know, maybe working on a stable game studio, but you're not gonna get much money. You're not gonna be rich, you know, and maybe if you alone support financially your house with a wife and 2 daughters, it may be tough. Okay, it's possible. It's not impossible. Like a lot of people do that, but it's not easy as well. You know, it's not the easiest career you can go if you want to make money. Like it's making money. It's almost a fortunate coincidence or a lucky strike, because the rule is you're not gonna be making much money, especially right when you start, you know. But it's possible. Like if you work with web development, I think I would like try to find a web developer career, like or a position inside a game company, because they do have websites, you know, like some bigger game companies. They have websites and they make websites for their games. So I'd maybe try to go in that direction, see if I can find a decent paying job in this. And then once you're inside there and you know that you have your job, you have your payment, I'd like look for jobs inside the same company that goes towards developing games. And maybe you can make this transition without losing so much of the money you get every month, okay? So I do that. I'm not saying it's easy, but it's I think it's viable, yeah. Right. Tritzel. I can't pronounce your nicknames. I'm so sorry. I tried, okay? What I promise you is that I'm gonna always try to pronounce it. Triztel send a happy face for you too. Do you know any Polish studio? If yes, I probably know which one. Okay, so 11-bit is Polish, if I'm not wrong, and they are amazing. Like, they make great freaking games. CD Projekt Red, I don't even have to mention it. It's just fantastic. Like, their job is just awesome. I don't know how it is to work at CD Projekt Red, because it's a very different dynamic, right? It's like huge projects. They're working on the same game for like 8 years, and it's a lot of people involved. So I don't know how it is to work there. But one thing that I do know is that their games are freaking amazing. And 11-bit as well. Okay, 11-bit is a smaller studio. Go look for it. It's just fantastic. Like, their job is superb, and they make amazing games, and they make like very emotionally heavy games, and it's great. But I think I've heard like of one or two other Polish studios, but I just don't recall their names. I even met one guy at GDC at PAX. I think it was PAX, yeah. This year, when we could still have conferences and meet people, I met this guy at a party, at a like community manager's party, and he was from a studio from Polish, like a Polish studio from Poland. Okay. Oh, Red Link, yeah, talking about it in the studio. Do you know Dying Light and This War of Mine or Frostpunk? Yeah, This War of Mine and Frostpunk are from 11-bit. Those are fantastic games. Like, they are among my favorite ones ever. Dying Light, I didn't know it was from Poland. Oh, look at that. That's cool. That's an awesome game as well. Let me see. Both Polish. Oh, 11-bit, yeah. Ok, Jonathan perguntando de novo, será que ele tá falando de Knights of Pen Paper quando se refere de mesa? Eu não sei, eu pensei nisso, mas eu não tenho certeza se é essa questão. Por isso que eu perguntei, pedi pra ele explicar um pouco melhor. Mas é um comentário curioso, né? Se for sobre isso. Eu não sei exatamente qual é o tipo de mesa que seria mais legal na opinião dele, mas enfim, por favor, Marcos, se você ainda tá assistindo, é Marco, né? Marco Antônio, isso. Por favor, explica só pra gente o que é, que eu ficaria muito feliz de comentar. Forgot about them. I think we were publisher of Moonlighter. Yes, they were. They published Moonlighter, and I didn't play Moonlighter yet. It seems to be very nice. It's very beautiful, artistically speaking. And it has kind of this meta, I don't know, it's just it has like a deeper meaning behind the sell your items and find them on dungeon crawling thing, but I never actually stopped to play it. I did play Children of Morta, that was published by 11-bit as well, and that game is very good. It's very polished. Yeah, I know. However, CD Projekt Red was in trouble before releasing The Witcher 3. I heard they were near bankruptcy. That's very common in game development, unfortunately. Like, here's the thing about developing games. Developing games takes time, right? So when you want to develop something, you think about the idea, and then you start working on that, and you like plan on working for that project for like years. Okay, so a small project in game development is like 6 months, maybe more, depending on the team and how fast you do stuff. And a large one can go like over 5 years, and that's a lot of time and a lot of money that you spend developing games. So when you release that game that you've been working on for years, there's a chance, and it's not a small one, that's not gonna sell well. You know, we have a lot of games being released every year, so it may happen that even if you did a great game, for example, The Witcher 1, by the time it was released, it was a very remarkable game. I don't find it enjoyable to play right now because I think it got old kind of poorly, mechanically speaking. But by the time it was released, it was a very good game and a very groundbreaking one. But it didn't sell well. And you know, The Witcher 2, the same thing. I like The Witcher 2, even though it has kind of a clunky combat. But it didn't sell that well, and it was like a lot of money they spent on them. So yeah, sometimes you just, you know, you're barely like releasing a game and having the money to release another one, you know. And if that one of those games do not sell well, you might go bankrupt, and that's insane. Like, that's very kind of stressful sometimes, but it's kind of what keeps us moving and trying new things. Fortunately, like we've had a few releases that have kept us, you know, moving forward. But it's kind of tough, yeah. And it was a deciding moment for them, yeah, definitely. Margarite Tavares: olá, me inscrevi para a vaga de roteirista e estou doida para trabalhar com vocês. Se tudo der certo, vou trabalhar usando cosplay, hein? Eita, aí sim. Chroma Medical Girls, um abraço para toda a equipe. Muito obrigado, Margarite. Eu acho que eu falei seu nome errado no começo. É Margarite, né? Perdão, eu acho que eu falei Margarita. Enfim. Eu sou meio dislexo, tá? Então não leve isso em consideração, não. Mas obrigado por ter preenchido a vaga. A gente fica muito feliz. É muito legal ver a quantidade de gente que tá interessado na vaga, assim. Isso é fantástico. E eu tô bem ansioso também pra ver como é que esse processo vai avançar. E se tudo der certo e você realmente começar a trabalhar com a gente, vai ser ótimo trabalhar contigo também, eu tenho certeza. Moonlighter was only published by them. Yes. Zenias falando famoso vai ao racha total, cara. Desenvolvimento de jogos é isso. A gente fala, né, usa a expressão já batida de matando um leão a cada dia, que é meio que isso mesmo. Tipo, não tem quietude, sabe? A não ser que você esteja trabalhando para uma empresa muito gigantesca, sempre vai ter você sempre vai estar na linha, sabe? Você sempre vai ter que dar o seu melhor para tentar lançar aquele jogo daquela melhor maneira e torcer para dar tudo certo, assim, e ter um plano B e D para caso dê errado, então é complicado pra caramba. But to me, they're a nice example of way to improve ourselves, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, they finally reached Game of the Year, and The Witcher 3, it has its flaws, but it's definitely Game of the Year material. Like, I cannot argue that game deserved to be praised as it was, because it was a very good game. I'd like to mention that I do hope that the dev team is like being treated well there, because, you know, many AAA companies, they kind of ask a lot of the developers, and sometimes, you know, long shifts and crunch and all that kind of stuff. So every time I see a very great AAA title, I look at it with like I'm happy for it in a bittersweet way, you know. Part of me is very happy that those games are pushing the industry in many directions that it's just not possible in indie. Like, you don't have the budget to get that far in some technical terms or areas of the game development. But at the same time, I know it kind of comes at the cost of the developers of their teams, you know, and it's kind of bad. I don't know. I just hope they're all okay. Anyway, hi Vitor, big fan here. Love you too, Dragon. Seu bobo. Dragon is a technical artist. You people know him. He has been here with me during the live streams. I'm gonna give you a nice info. I heard last Polish stream with lead quest designer Paweł Sasko. He said he wanted to make this game better than The Witcher 3 in every part. I was surprised. Yeah, they do have this tendency of like trying to constantly push forward, right? That's very nice. It's cool to see that they're not like settling, right? Like, oh, this was enough. Let's just repeat this recipe, because that would work, you know. Financially speaking, they could go full on, I don't know, Call of Duty and just, you know, try to change a little bit but keep the rest of it the same. It's interesting to see that they're like a very capable team, very capable company, right? Like a huge team, and working on something that they're trying new stuff. That's amazing. Gabriel Tarzitan. Gente, inclusive eu vou essa aqui é a última pergunta que eu vou responder só por conta do horário, ok? Então eu vou ter que encerrar essa live. Vou falar em inglês agora. This is gonna be like the last question I'm gonna answer, just because this live has gone like long enough right now. I've been loving. I'm having a blast talking to you guys. We definitely gotta do stuff like this more often. Honestly, it's so fun. But you know, I gotta go grab some lunch and, you know, stay a while with my wife and live life, because my work time is almost gone. So yeah, last question answered. This time in português. Gabriel Tarzitan, como você acha que o mercado de trabalho para a galera de jogos digitais, como que você acha que tá o trabalho, né, para jogos digitais? Pergunto isso porque eu acabei de me formar em design e penso em entrar na faculdade de novo para fazer o curso de jogos digitais. Tá, primeira coisa, primeira pergunta, né? Cara, o mercado de jogos, ele tá numa crescente, tá? Aqui no Brasil, a gente teve um momento que tava com um ápice muito forte, porque tinha um monte de edital saindo para financiar jogos, para apoiar projetos, e projetos de minoria, e projetos de equipe nova. Tinham vários editais muito legais. Esses editais sumiram, né, de uns anos pra cá, eles foram todos extintos. Então a gente não tá no momento mais incrível para começar, mas pelo menos o lado bom é que a pandemia ainda não prejudicou o mercado de jogos, né? Na verdade foi o contrário. Assim, como tá muita gente em casa, então acaba que tem mais gente consumindo o jogo, tem mais gente gastando tempo jogando e populando os servidores e participando das comunidades virtuais. Então o mercado de jogos tá resistindo bem, tá tranquilo. Só que assim, não é um mercado fácil de entrar, né? Nunca foi. Então, se você tiver vontade mesmo de trabalhar com isso, é muito esforço, é bastante sorte, e, enfim, sair produzindo jogo e conhecendo pessoas. Mas eu acho que assim, ele tá mais acessível, porque as ferramentas estão mais acessíveis cada dia mais. Fazer jogo sozinho é cada vez mais possível, honestamente. Tipo, sabe, 10 anos atrás era impossível você fazer um jogo sozinho. Você tinha que ser muito bruxão, tinha que ser muito mestre pra saber todas as técnicas e saber mexer na engine e saber fazer design e saber fazer a arte. Hoje em dia é tudo tão mais fácil, então é bem mais fácil de começar a trabalhar com jogos. Mas eu não diria que você precisa fazer um curso de jogos digitais se você quiser trabalhar com isso, tá? Tipo, os cursos de jogos digitais são legais porque eles te ensinam muitas técnicas, né? Eles te deixam meio polipotentes, assim, você aprende a mexer um pouquinho de tudo. Mas eu mesmo sou formado em design e, honestamente, design me deu toda a base que eu preciso para trabalhar com game design, e aí todo o resto sou eu correndo atrás e pesquisando, estudando e lendo livro e trocando ideia e estudando referência, sabe? Então, tipo, não necessariamente você precisa fazer uma outra faculdade para começar a trabalhar com o jogo. Você pode começar a trabalhar usando seus conhecimentos de design e aprendendo outras coisas, fazendo um cursinho técnico de ferramenta, aprendendo Unity, ou pegando uma ferramenta um pouco mais fácil, um Construct, uma coisa assim. É isso. Não precisa necessariamente de um outro curso, não, tá? Red Link's back, and yeah, I think that's it, guys. This is was fun. This was very fun, and I'm very glad. I don't know. It's just good to talk to you without being distracted by games. You know, it's awesome to play and to see people react to me playing. But it's very good to talk to you guys as well. Thanks. Yeah, a big thank you to everyone who came. This was amazing. I really hope you liked it as well, because I really did, and I think we can do this more often. And yeah, that's it. That's it. Thank you very much. Okay, I gotta go through the stuff that I regularly do. So yeah, if you like this kind of content, or if you enjoy game dev talks or just chatting and stuff like that, please follow and subscribe to our channels. We subscribe to YouTube, follow us on Twitch, or Facebook, right? We also stream to Facebook. You can be closer to us if you join our Discord community. Like, a lot of people in the chat is already part of the community. It's a lovely place full of lovely people talking about games, talking about our games, and talking about things in general, life, sharing art and doing all that kind of stuff. So it's a very good place. If you want to go there, it's discord.gg/Behold Studios. Okay, it's just the regular Discord link /Behold Studios. You'll be very welcome there. And it's a nice way of like getting notified when we're gonna like streams, do streams like this. And yeah, I see you all next week. I'm very glad we did this more free open chat, and yeah, lovely. And see you all. Oh, look at this! We even got like I just got the congratulations message. Apparently, we've received 100 messages today with Restream. Look at this, so 100 messages participating in this chat. This was great, okay? This is amazing. Thank you all for participating, and I see you next week. Bye-bye.